and then we'll just continue from there.
Resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
So let's see what Naya has to
I've
say.
been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
Of course.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly.
Of course it does.
Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
Oh dear. Yeah, concern is warranted, to be fair.
Being concerned. We have been involved in some dangerous activities.
Yep.
As the Ashwinders were locking me up and threatening my life, it did occur to me that my mother may have been right.
Yeah.
Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
How's it your fault?
How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today.
Yeah, but how
My
old were
mother and
you
I
at that
tried
point?
to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Yeah, I don't think she could have done anything at
Do you
her
think
age.
your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he,
course.
of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed.
Okay, so Natty just wants to take down everyone.
You deserve all of the praise you have received.
Nah, it's fine. People would have done the same for me. Alright, so that was the conversation with Natty. We do have a quest here now for the class History of Magic. That seems a really good one. Right, so let's go up through here. Let's attend History of Magic class.
Revelio.
Yeah, and I've never been in this, well, I have been in this classroom. I didn't know about this person. So, wait, is that ominous?
Today's lesson, we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumphant tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effect it had on the wizard milling industry. Throughout the many goblin battles, countless wizard cloaks were lost. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
Revelio.
Now for a stroll to the bell tower entrance hall. Along with the rest of the castle, it was completed in the late early Middle Ages. The hall and the bell towers that loom above it contain myriad interesting artifacts.
You can't just fly through walls and expect us to follow you.
Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, Goblin Rebellion.
Yeah.
Not all
Thrilled.
goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Did you say Bragball? I know that name. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Where were we? Oh yes.
What type of wood?
Back to our class
Strange question.
topic for today.
Well answered.
Grimbold
Hello, Sue.
Weft, another notable historical figure. He's right nearby. Curious.
Revelio.
Find him on display here at the bell tower. All students in
Aha. Grimbold Weft. This is the skull of famed tailor Grimbold Weft, whose skilled needlework repaired countless witches and wizards' coats during the Goblin Rebellion of 1752, thus preventing them from taking ill during battle.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
So I couldn't get them until this quest.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
The thrill of the scholarly pursuit. I know the feeling quite well. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature of Sir Aphbuttle. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment. Standing in
Revelio.
eternal but symbolic watch over the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues.
See a beer?
This is a centuries-old likeness.
Aha, here we go.
Students.
So how are you doing today? Waving Knight. This set of armor belonged to Sir Aphbuttle of the Cheerful Continents, a legendarily friendly knight who supposedly won every battle before it was fought by a ritual of his amiable negotiating tactics. Some attribute his success to an overly potent cheering charm he cast upon himself.
Revelio.
His fame was not won by vanquishing foes in single combat, nor by slaying bloodthirsty dragons, but rather in training yards and sculleries, where his warm and approachable demeanor was celebrated by old friends and newcomers alike. I encourage everyone to make the waving statue's acquaintance.
Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Afpuddle.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir Afpuddle's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk.
Idiot.
Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his passing. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins, most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True, but imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss.
Oh, imagine how dull.
History does
I
tend
feel like we'll be falling asleep during the lectures if it wasn't the case.
patterns, thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise student, such as yourself, will learn from it.
Woo! History of Magic class.
History is written by
Revelio.
those who do their schoolwork, so they say. Or at least...
I didn't unmute. I only need one more. I only need one more in Hogwarts. Ah! That's not good. Oh, I'm gonna be running around after that one forever, aren't I? Ah, dear me. See, I don't mind two, but like knowing I need only one. I was muted. I clicked the button, but I just didn't unmute. It happens.
Revelio.
Right.
Sir Skagglethorpe the Heedless once challenged a mountain troll to a game of musical chairs. Care to get to one?